Shut your mouth, keep your head down low. Drink your pain, pay your tax, do what you're told. But I was raised with the rainy streets, teach you to stand on your own 2 feet. Yeah. From a small town pub to the city lights, I've seen deals in smoke-filled nights. Blue suits talking like they own this land, but they never had mud on their hands. They write the rules from a golden chair while we graft all day just to breathe their air. But there's a fire in this old isle, and I won't let them steal what's mine. I don't bend for the lies they sell. I won't dance to the Westminster bell. I'll sing true for this tired old nation. No filter, no hesitation. Raise your voice, feel that liberation. This is an unfiltered nation. Yeah, this is the unfiltered nation. Yeah. We got farms, docks, mills still standing strong. Real folk here who've been right all along. They call us crazy when we say no more, but we carry this country shore to shore. So here's to the ones who won't back down, stealing their spine and are beating downtown. If your heart still beats for this old home soil, then you're my people in this loyal coil. No more matches, no more stage duration, no more barred and paid for stations. If you're done with scripted conversation, step into the unfiltered nation. Take a seat, switch on, feel the elevation. Real talk, real grit, no fabrication. You cross the line, there's no more waiting. Welcome to the unfiltered nation. Yeah.
You see what's going to happen now is the left and all the mainstream medias, they're going to incorrectly call this hate speech. So they want to play that game with me. Okay, good. I'm going to play it because yes, I hate evil. I hate paedophiles. I hate cowards and straight girls hormones. I hate lies disguised as tolerance. I hate the wolves in the suits. And I hate the silence in power. And if you don't hate this too, then you're part of the problem. So this will be a righteous hate. It's what built empires and it's what defends the innocents. And to those over there watching in Parliament in Westminster, let me remind you this. You knew, and you let it happen anyway. And now the people know too.
Before the elections now, you know, let's talk about that elephant in the room and the way that we'll talk about reform first because they dominated the local elections. There's no point going over it because it's been gone over and over. So is that going to stop Keir Starmer from running a general election? We don't know. How you doing, Kirsten? Out of control, cheer. Oh, is that what it is? That's your emoji. It just came up in what words it is. How hailstones in Essex now. Oh no, it's been on and off as well. It was a nice day yesterday. It was a nice day yesterday. So we got Reform dominating. Is that going to stop? Is that going to stop Starmer? Who knows? Probably. It probably won't, because he knows that, you know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If Reform's going to come across, they're going to come across. And then you got Restore winning every single seat in Great Yarmouth. That's a great turnout, and it's now down to them to replicate that throughout the whole of the UK, which is it's going to be difficult, because once you can concentrate on an area, then you can win. So what I would suggest for them to do is to pick maybe 50 areas, 50 constituencies, and say, for the first time, we can see how that can happen, and use our membership to boost the people on the ground, to, you know, do exactly what they did in Great Yarmouth. So hats off to them, and hopefully they can replicate it and keep replicating it, because, to be honest, Reform UK will destroy the country. It will do. Restore Britain is who I'm going to stand for in the general election from Freedom for Britain. You're gonna stand for them. It's a good choice for you, to be fair. It's a good choice. You'll do well out of them. Yeah, it's a good choice. Rumbles in thunder in popular. I don't know what's going on with this weather then, because it wasn't supposed to be this bad, was it? It wasn't supposed to be this bad anyway. What have I been doing? So one of the things that I've been doing once I've been away, once I've been off of, I haven't been away, have I? I've been mad on X whilst I've been off of streaming. Watch this. This is perfect. This is perfect. I literally have built this. I don't even know what, I'm calling it the news desk, right? Because one of the things that I struggle with beforehand when I'm doing the streams, you know, when you're doing the long streams, you're like, oh, what's going on in the news or whatnot. I've got it all here. I've got all the breaking news here. I've got all the UK news here. I've got like YouTube. Look, if I just do this, hopefully it'll just bring it up.
बहुत सारे माइनर यूके में पैनिक कर रहे हैं बिकॉज रिफॉर्म ने बोला है कि वो इंडेफिनिट लीव टू रिमेन को स्क्रैप कर देंगे
You
तो
know what I
माइनर
mean?
यूके भी
Look,
ऑलरेडी है
see,
और
I'll just go straight to it. I can just go straight to whatever I'm doing. The King's Speech is here. Here's the King's Speech, all the points, and I can just click it, and it comes up for me. I think this is good. And if I see something that I want to talk about a bit later, I can cue it. Come on. This is coding at its finest, right? This is coding at its finest. So that is it. Chris Boyle, yes, Danny Boy, I'm back. Big up, big up, big up. Yes, big up. Unfortunately, the same fraudulent Muslim mayor. Unfortunately, the same fraudulent Muslim mayor got voted back into Tower Hamlets for a third time. Now, this becomes a problem, right? It really does become a problem, because we do have these corrupt bits. And if we go onto it, right? If we go on to, if we just do, look at this. If we just go onto it, right? Local concerns have been completely ignored. This is from ex-Ren, so it's a Voice of Wales Ren. This is bloody ridiculous. New figures from the Henry Jackson Society have just come out, and it's genuinely shocking. 574 candidates won council seats on the recent elections by talking about nothing but Gaza and Muslim issues. That's all they campaigned on. Not our crumbling roads, the bins that never get emptied, the desperate housing shortage, or the nightmare NHS waiting lists. Just Gaza. Local councils have zero power over foreign policies, and yet that's what so many of them have been hammering on about. I'm absolutely fed up with this. We need politicians who put British people and British problems first, not foreign grievances. What the hell have we allowed to happen to our country? Now, this is a very, very a valued thing, because we've noticed this over the last few local elections, especially within the Green Party. They've been essentially doing that. They've been going into their communities, and they're saying that this is for Palestine, this is for Gaza, this is for whatever, and they are doing their elections based on that. Now, one would argue that it's these communities who would I guess who would respond to this much more better than another community. But then you have the problem of why is there so many people who would respond to foreign policies like this, all doing in an area? Again, is another problem. But then with me, you've got the issue of you should be representing your whole constituency. Now, I don't know how much Tower Hamlets is. I don't know how big it is population-wise. But they're not all going to be based upon these issues or whatever the Henry Jackson Society has been talking about. What ones they were talking about, probably Bradford and these types of places. So you got to be doing your local elections for your local people, for your bins, for what's going on down here. If there's corruptions in the councils, if the council's not doing what they're doing, if the bin's not emptying, if the potholes are not getting done, all these things affect us every single day. And that's what we should be doing it on. And for people to be campaigning on Gaza or even if it was on the other side, if they were campaigning for something for Trump was doing, you know, they were saying, right, if you vote for us, we are going to be the voice for, you know, the continual bombing of Iran. I'd say the same thing about that. But the fact of the matter is, it is these Muslim enclaves, these Islamists who are going on and on and on, who are doing nothing but Gaza, Palestine, Middle East politics, nothing to do about their local area, and they're strong holding the population to vote for them. I said this about Black Lives Matter. If you remember, they had a party called the Taking the Initiative Party, TTIP. And I said what would happen is they're going to go into these communities and they're going to tell people to vote for them. And they're going to vote for them. And they're going to say they're going to vote for them. But what the community leaders are going to do is they're going to stand outside all these polling offices. They're going to have all of their kind of militia, because you remember the Forever Family, that was a militia group. They'll have all these people there just making sure that when you go into the voting booth, you know who to vote for. And it's strong-arming the community. And these people are just doing it now. You know, you've got the Islamists that are doing it, which is absolutely crazy. It should never be done. It should never, ever, ever be allowed. If you are representing your people, your local community, you have to be doing it on local issues. Now, if there was a huge IDF enclave in that area, then I guess you've got a bit of a situation where you can say, listen, you know, half of the town doesn't like these IDF soldiers being here because of what's been going on over there. Half these people over here are refugees from Palestine or whatever. So then you're going to have kind of, all right, cool, you could probably get away with it that way. But not in Bradford, in Manchester, in all these places where these people are going about. And especially like the jihadi lawyers, you know, with their independent Muslim candidates were saying. They did exactly the same thing. And it's absolutely crazy. So we've got a weather forecast for Saturday. I'm going to go on to Saturday because I was talking about the Islamists. So I'm going to talk about Saturday as well. So the weather forecast for Saturday, if anyone's going to the United Kingdom rally, it looks reasonable, 15 degrees with some sunshine and only a 4% chance of shower. So if you do want up-to-date weather forecast, please go to Kirsten and she'll be happy to give it to you. But no, that looks like a decent day, to be fair. 15 degrees, not too hot, not too cold, not really going to rain. As long as it don't rain. It was terrible last time when it rained. Absolutely terrible. Oh, man, you saw everyone's spirits going down. 16th of May, not long now, from Chris Boyle. Big up, exactly that. Vin Crow, good afternoon. Hope you're well. 4 Nations, 1 Kingdom. What's the rest of the chats? XO Submariner, how you doing? I hope you're well. And all eyes on you too. How you doing? Have you had your channel struck? All eyes on you. Is that why you're on all eyes on you too? Crazy. It's crazy out there on the YouTube bits. Right, so let's just do the United Kingdom because this came up. We got Roshan A.M. Sally. Now, this is one of the, you know, the 5 pillars communities, the media arm. Now, I've got to be careful of how I approach this because one of the co-founders, Dilly Hussein, decided to that he wanted to know where in fact, he wanted me to know that he knew where I lived. So what he did was he got a private detective to come and try and, find out exactly what is going on. But that private detective was, looked into it and he's like, there's no reason for me to do that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing that. But then he got in contact with me and Maya Toosey at the time, and I think it was Dave Atherton, all of these people that he had the names of he needed to get, and explained what was going on, sort of thing. So these people are this Islamic grouping of 5 pillars. Now you can say that they're funded by these people. It's going to be an allegedly, it's going to be an allegedly Dili Hussein wants a caliphate in the UK. It's going to be all of these things because they say things, and it's a bit like that guy, Anjam Chowdhury. You'd say things, everyone knows what you're saying, but you'd come out and say, well, I didn't actually say that. So that's your mind that created that thing. So I'm not going to be breaking the law. Okay, then cool. So this is what these do. Anyway, so he's the one with that. You remember the white guy, Robert Carter? He's the one who goes to the United Kingdom rallies and he tries to blend himself in, and then he tries to say, well, look at all these people urinating, or look at all these drunk people, or, look at these people saying about, whatever songs they're singing at the time. So this is the people that we're talking about. Not just normal people who do have a bias and an agenda against anything right wing. So he said, Tommy, we have absolutely decimated your speakers lists for the march on Saturday. Please be aware that Muslims got this done, especially 5 pillars, which got the bandwagon rolling. It was his pleasure. So let me just say this. This person is a legend. Oh, he's not a legend. He's stating as a fact that him and at 5 pillars were the people who started banning these people. So you're going to think to yourself, how possibly are you going to do that? Because it's the Home Office. So this is my tweet. This Islamist and his caliphate-powered little dilly, should have been silly dilly, but it's little dillies, it's good enough. They're bragging about getting the United Kingdom speakers banned from Britain. Labour's Home Office has now blacked Dominic Tuzansky, Joey Marinaro, Joey Maninaro, that's it. Eva, the longest surname in the world, Ada Lunch, Lutch, and the Belgium guy, Valentina, and our friend of us all, the real Don Keith. So they've all got their visas revoked. They're not allowed to come in because of they're not going to be conducive to the public. They are effectively, they're saying that the far right people are going to be spreading an anti. I don't even know what they're saying, to be fair, because all of these people, probably Valentina, you could say, the rest of them, they don't really do much. Like, as in, there's an anti-Muslim speech going on. But anyway, so how did they do that? How did these people get inside Labour's Home Office to then say to the Home Secretary to say, we want these people gone? How would they do it? Let's see who's the Home Office. Who's the Home Office leader? So we'll have to have a look. Is there? No. Did that one wrong. I just had a brainwave, so bear with me for 1 second. Where is it? Who is the Home Office? Who is it? Who's the Home Office leader? Who is it? Who runs the Home Office? Who runs the Home Office? Now people are going to be like, yeah, we got him. We got him. He doesn't know nothing about it. Doesn't know anything about it. So we got her, right? We got her, Miss Mahmood. And we know about this person here. What we know about her is obviously Islam is first in her life. She said that. And we know that her and the London mayor used to go around to these places to give out aid to Muslims and to say that these refugees should be in the country and blah, blah, blah. So if I'm going to put her together, Shabana Mahmood, together with Dilly Hussein and this fella, do you think there would be a legitimate reasoning to say that these people actually are in bed with each other, that the Home Office, the Department of the Home Office is actually in contact some way between these activists and media personalities? Now that, my friends, that there is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Because we have a weak government. We have a weak Labour government. And that weak Labour government wants to facilitate the whatever it is within the Islamic community. And these people are prominent in the Islamic community. So if they're talking with each other, who knows what's going to happen for the future? And that is it. That literally is the situation that we are facing ourselves in. So this is why people are protesting for Gaza. This is why the local elections are all over Gaza, because they have a bigger control than what you or I ever think. From what we've ever known, it's massive. And we've got to be honest about it. We've got to look at it. And that's some of the reasoning that Restore Britain should go out harder, but obviously in a specific way. And if they can achieve that, then that's fine, because all Reform are going to do is they're going to bring in people like Roshan Saleh, not Roxanne. And yeah, we need a hard stop somewhere. We need a hard stop somewhere. Who knows? Freedom for Britain is where I am, and people can see you. I like 6 afternoon. I like 6 afternoon, Danny, and chat. Yeah, I don't get to do it all the time because there's always stuff going on. There's always stuff going on, and I thought after the King's speech, I thought, do you know what? Let's have a little stream, because this is what I saw in the King's speech. I don't know what anyone else saw. Where is it? This one. I'm going to go through this in a minute as well, because it's very important as well with the Islamic takeover. Oh, I didn't do it. Did I? I didn't do it. But the King's speech, we'll get the King's speech. Should we listen to the King's speech? Let's go to the news desk. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, see this? Look, this is interesting here. Standards Committee watchdog. No, right there. You've always got to move things about. Right. Standard watchdog launches a probe into 5 million Farage's gift. Now, with parliamentaries, something happened. Well, I'm not gonna lie about it. Something happened because on the Saturday, we brought 80,000, maybe 50,000. Let's just go in the middle and say 60,000 people to Parliament Square. With a really good, the first was it the first one? I think it was the first one, first or second, Unite the Kingdom. And then straight on the Monday, Farage come out and said that he's becoming the leader. So something happened over the weekend, and a £5 million gift could have persuaded him not to go to America. And you got to remember as well, the time when he says that I didn't go to America, and I wanted to concentrate on the UK. It wasn't because he wanted to concentrate on the UK. If you remember, it was when Trump had been charged with the 30-odd felonies. So his Make America Healthy Again tour that he was going to be speaking on with Robert Kennedy Jr. and all of that, that was on the back of Trump having these 33 felonies. It was all fresh and everything like that. So he probably didn't back his mate Donald Trump. He probably thought, you know what? I'll take whatever I can and then I'll get a nice safe seat and then we'll see what happens from there. See, the Parliamentary Standards Commission, NER, is launching an inquiry into whether Reform UK leader Nigel Farage broke Commons rules by accepting a $5 million gift and not declaring it. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. He goes next. See, I thought he didn't have to do it because he wasn't a MP. If he's getting £10 million from the Russian before the MP situation, what does it matter? That's what I thought, but it might explain it here. Farage has said that he was under no obligation to declare the gift from billionaire Reform backer Christopher Harborne because it was given before he was an MP. But Reform opponents said that he should have declared it in the MP's register of interest when he was elected. The Conservatives wrote to the Parliamentary Standards Watchdog and is now investigating whether a Reform leader broke the House of Commons Code of Conduct. And we're going to get a lot of these over the next few years. People are going to be going for restore and reform. It's gonna be happening. I'm going to be one of them people, and you know, it's not like me going towards them. Who am I? You know, I'm not nothing. So I can say it. It's not going to make a slightest bit of difference, but it's going to make myself feel a little bit better that I'm trying to hold truth to power. And that's what, you know, I do with these people. I try to hold truth to power. But when you get the Conservatives and the Lib Dems and the Greens and all that trying to go after these two parties, it's because they want to try to stop their rise. But what they don't realise, the Conservatives, they probably will get a few more votes off of the back of it if Reform or Restore went down. Of course they would. But what they've got to realise is to say, make yourself better. Make your policies much better than Restore and Reform. That's all you've got to do. Because people should now really vote in for the best policy. Whoever's got the best policy. It doesn't matter if it's beautifully written, if it's put down here, it doesn't matter. What's the best policy? And if I see you come out of a policy, and I'm going to tear it apart to start with, to see where the holes are. And then if there is the holes there, then obviously it can be fixed. If there's no holes in it, then it's a good policy from the go. He was always been clear that it was a personal, unconditional gift and no rules were broken. So basically, he didn't declare it. Oh, here's another one though. In January, Farage was found to have failed to register £384,000 in interest on time. He was allowed to update the register via the ratification procedure without sanctions with the Commissioner Greenberg. Harborne is a British cryptocurrency investor who lives in Thailand. Last year gave a single donation of £9 million to Reform UK, the biggest single donation to a political party by a living person. Now that's crazy. And that's what Reform are. They are the cryptocurrency people. There's good cryptos and there's bad cryptos. You know, we'll go through a little bit another time about these people. They have gadgets, right? Which is is token. It's a form of cryptocurrency, but it's actually decentralized. It's not centralized. It's not bought off the back of whatever. And I think even like Luxembourg or something of these people have used it as a backup currency. So these things can be good. Crypto can be good if it is decentralized. These types of crypto that these people want to put through, they just want it to be an alternative way of paying, so they know what you're doing. They know what you are buying. They know where you're buying it from. They know what they're doing exactly. And that there is why the king, a Russian ship sinks. And that is why the king's speech says, we'll go through it. Let's go through the King's Speech. What time have we got? I've got about 20 minutes probably, so we can have a look. Keir Starmer has driven Labour off the bus. Here we go. Let's see the chat. Could you hear that? I know it's violating everything. It violated my ears. Ban again. It's crazy. Fact but true. Big up Roy. Big up Pauline. I heard the Polish bloke was banned. Will take Starmer to court. Yeah, Dominic said that he will take Starmer to court. It's something that he's going to do after he becomes an MP. Or I don't think you can take these MPs to court. I think you've got to wait for him to be a private person. Lions had a great season. Where did the Lions? What happened to them? What happened? Where did they end up? I've not watched football since they started taking a knee. Right? I've told this story millions of times. Millwall was the only people I was on 2-hour conversations with all sorts of big CEOs in there, the media CEO, the manager at the time, the people who are doing what are they calling? They're like solicitors, but they were like procedural for the FA rules or whatever. Loads of people, and they did what they said. Right? They did what they said. They didn't take the knee, and they used their own anti-racism charity, and that's all we was going for, and it worked. And other people after that started to not do it, and yeah, I believe it was the start of the ball rolling of stopping it, and that was Millwall, right? That was Millwall. So I've not really watched anything since then. And then when was it? It was today, I think it was. I watched this video. It is a mad video, right? 2 black guys. Mad video. It was a music video. And they were like, oh, you're going to say we're not going to win the league and we're not going to win Champions League and we're 1 game away from the Champions League and, we're 2 games away from winning the league. And I'm like, what the hell? What's going on with Arsenal? I look at it and it's one of the greatest seasons that they've ever had. And I'm forced not to watch it because I'm still salty that they took the knee. I'm always going to be like that. Pauline Smith, the reason that Pakistanis are not being deported, Shabana. Yeah, it is. The Home Office, Curse 10, the Home Office has been infiltrated. They continue to grant all migrants leave to remain and award big government contract payouts. Exactly that. And the civil service, both departments have been highly infiltrated and they will continue to be infiltrated until somebody comes in and destroys that. And I've always said, you know what, I'd vote for the people. I would vote for the person. I'll still do this. So restore Britain. Here's your chance. I would vote for the party that says that they will reduce the civil service by 60%. Now, you got to remember, the civil service, there's about 600,000 people in there. 600,000 people all doing these jobs that no one really needs 2 or 3 people to do. You've got it very, very easy. You've got a very nice payout. I'd want you to go in there into the civil service like Elon Musk and just start firing willingly. Get them to roll the dice. If you roll a double, you're safe. You get promoted. And if you roll an even, you get fired. And if you roll an odd one out, then clearly you're here. Just go around, get them all to roll the dice, sack people. You're going to get a lot of payouts probably, but I think it would be enough to get people to think, hang on a minute, I'm not that safe. I better do what they say. Banned again, I have no heroes in any party. All politicians' careers end in shame. Of course, and I just want the people to represent the people the best. I don't want people to be voting for something. The only bit of power that we have, and there's people out there that say there's no power, it's all fixed, it's all that. Okay, cool. The only bit of power we're perceived to have. I don't like the fact that people are going around elitists and laughing at the people saying, we'll do what we like. Ex-Submariner, I will remind you that the King's Speech is written by the Cabinet without the King's participation. King Charles just reads it out. He does just read it out. But surely, It's like Anthony Joshua. You remember Anthony Joshua? You remember what he was doing? Anthony Joshua. No, this was on the Meriden estate. This was on the Meriden estate. If you can't hear this, people, please let me know. Here's a disclaimer for anyone who wants to try and stop me from this.
From today onwards, be proud. We can no longer sit back and remain silent on the senseless, unlawful killings, sly racism of.
So what Anthony Joshua is doing here, okay, is he's reading very, very clearly. He's reading this bit of paper. And when you read a bit of paper, you don't read it directly. You've always read at least 5 or 6 words ahead of yourself. So it's quite flowing. It's as flowing as it can be of never seeing it before. And this is what he said. He said, I never saw that before. It was one of my pals, Javan's dad at the back. It's one of his pals, and he wrote it and gave it to him, and he just read it out. He wasn't really understanding what it was. But when you read something, you take on that power. You take on them words. Them words, anyone, they're coming from your mouth, so you're going to be attributed to it.
Another human being based only on what? Their skin color. We need to speak
So he knew
out
what
in
he's doing
peaceful
there.
demonstrations, just like today. So well done, Watford. Inject the vaccine. We must not use a demonstration for selfish motives and turn it into rioting and looting. We need to be united in non-violent demonstrations, show them where it hurts, abstain from spending your money in their shops and in economies, and invest in black-owned businesses. And that's for all communities. If you want to uplift yourself, invest in your own businesses.
We all remember that, right? Don't we? Everyone. I'm going to go back down to the bottom there. So we all remember that, but it's his words. So that when the king's reading it, surely he can say, hang on a minute. I don't want that attributed to my name. So I'm pretty sure that at some point he was quite aware of what he was going to be, maybe not exactly what he's reading, but he was aware of the policies beforehand. And again, it's another reason where it's just performative. You know, we can see BlackRock coming down, we can see BlackRock coming down doing his things and all of that type of stuff. The shutting the door, no, we're not going to go over there. He doesn't dictate to us. It's all a theatre play. There's not many other countries that have such a theatre and have such a play. And sometimes it makes me wonder, and I think to myself, are we always conditioning ourselves to understand that this is all a play as well? The life that we have been living is just a play from the big people. I always do think that. West Ham and Millwall never took the knee. Millwall did. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure everyone did. Because that was one of the things that I was talking to them about. And they said the FA will fine us. So I said to him, I said, when's it going to stop? I said, what do you mean? And this was before transgenderism, right, come out. Well, it was out, but before that it was the madness. It was just, I think it was 6 months, 8 months, 9 months beforehand. So I said, you wear the rainbow laces, yeah? You got the rainbow armbands, yeah? So how far are you going to take it? How far when Monday is Black Lives Matter, Tuesday is, transgenderism in football, Wednesday is the Operation People who's gone wrong and they want to go back, Thursday's for minor attracted people. Where does it stop? And I think it was there at that point when I kind of got into the person I was speaking to, who was the media CEO. And it was kind of like, you got a good point there. You got a good point. But I do think that they did that. But what they did do, you remember the captain, the old boy, what was his name? His daughter took all the money. So when he passed away, they did a really good thing for him on a Wednesday night. It was really good. No one else did as well. So what we're doing, the King's Speech. I think we lost it now. The King's Speech, state opening of Parliament. I don't want to listen to it all though, so that's 11 seconds. That's 11 seconds. Let's actually go to Ofcom record fine. They find an online suicide forum. That stuff makes me so angry. Like they want to come after us, saying that you are the far right, you are this, that, and the other. When this stuff happens. Anyway, news flash: King Charles attributed to his name that he's going to allow digital ID. So we're going to be digitally IDing ourselves. And if you don't digitally ID yourself, then just like COVID, just like coronavirus and all of that stuff. Oh, I was ill. I didn't tell you, did I? I was ill. Just like all of these viruses. Yeah, it's crazy. They're going to be pushing through the digital ID. Now, I was ill. So I was ill the week of the 7th. So on the Thursday, I was done. I was done anyway, right? And I was really, really ill, really, really poorly. Temperature, fever, flu, all of that. And I thought to myself, do you know what? Let me just go to the doctors and get some, try and get some pick-me-ups or something. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what they can do. They might be able to do something because I wasn't right. I turned on the news, coronavirus. I was like, forget that. Forget going to the doctors, them just reading that, them saying, oh, you must have it. Take me to the hospital. The hospital will start jabbing you in. And then obviously it's a statistic and they'll give me the one thing that makes me a pure blood. So I soldiered it out. I soldiered on. Soldiered on. Right, this one here, today, earlier on. Brighton Beach incident latest. The police issue a plea for more information after bodies of 3 women are found in the sea. 3 women. The Sussex police attended the scene in Brighton at around 5:45. Right, so it's good we can have football talk as well. I think that's missing in a lot of conversations. Police say that they are looking for anyone. Police say they're not looking for anyone else after the bodies of 3 women were recovered from the sea in Brighton early today. Emergency services were called for concerns for the welfare of 3 women in the sea at around 5:45. The women's bodies were later pulled from the sea near Madeira Drive, the force said. In a press conference on Wednesday afternoon, Chief Superintendent Adam Hayes said the force's priority is now to identify the 3 women and contact their next of kin. The Coast Guard had completed an extensive search of the water and are not looking for anyone else. This tragic accident and fast-moving inquiries are ongoing to confirm the identities of these women and to understand exactly how this happened. I know it's concerning for the community, blah, blah, blah. The police are not looking for anyone else. Yeah, and then this here is the large operation this morning. But what's concerning about this, and it's not even that it's going to be, for me anyway, it's not that it's the 3 women were what it could have been. They were trafficked and then they were left that way to be hidden and all sorts of stuff. Or they were killed by illegals and things like that. That's not the concern. My concern is this. My concern is this a boat, right? One of the invading boats that uses this route, because I'm not even sure how feasible it is, right? But just say there's a route that we didn't know about, and that route goes near Brighton. Brighton's a very, very friendly place, so it'd be quite easy to land them on a beach and no one really say anything, because they'll be like, oh, we support this. That's thunder. So the thunder is coming to Kent now. So who had the hailstones an hour ago? It has come across. It's come across from Essex. That's not good. So is this a route that the migrants take? Because they're not saying there's a boat, and they're not saying it's a peddler accident or something like that. They're saying nothing. And when the police say nothing, they know a lot more than what they're talking about. And I think personally, I think that's what it is. I think they found a new way to come across and to get into the country. Because you got to imagine, it's not just going to be that one little place. Right. It's not going to be that one little place. What news desk am I using today, brother? Right. Brighton. Let's go and have a look at this. Let's see the map. Oh, man, it keeps going off when I do certain things. Here we go. Right. So, Brighton. So, here's here. So, really, so this is the shortest route here. I don't know if you can see. So, there's around about here is going to be the shortest route. All right. But here, you could go to Fécamp, Dieppe, La Chapelle, and if you've got a half decent boat, where is the line? International line's going to be about there. If you've got a half decent boat, you could probably get somewhere around here, and then the Coast Guard come and pick you up anyway. But if you miss that pickup and you just think, I'm going to go from Eastbourne, Seaford. Interesting. Seaford. Who's been to Seaford before? I used to deliver to a Morrison's there. Fucking hell. It's the tightest yard ever. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But it's very possible at Seaford as well. How many miles? That seems a bit far. But who knows? Who knows? But that was the thing that concerned me the most. And these are all the people who were banned, by the way, in case you didn't know. What's happened to I must be a bit of hair or something. I can't believe Dominic is banned, honestly. I can't believe it. Who's coming on Saturday anyway then? Who's coming down to the United Kingdom on Saturday? Ex-Submariner. Vanda, how you doing? She's late. She just joined in. You know, I think the notifications come out late anyway when I don't plan it, and I think it's better that I don't plan it. And I just roll on and let's see who's in the chat. Labour will be fast tracking their woke policies into law before they get the boot. Yeah, they will be, and this is the problem because now West Streeting went into the Houses of Parliament today. He went into Downing Street. 16 minutes later, he came out the same way. He's all a spring in his step. He's not going to do anything today. I think the King has said that, you know, your infighting shouldn't involve me or some stuff like that. So then you come to the position of when's he going to pull the trigger? He needs 81 people to say they want an alternative leader, so there's not really going to be a general election. But then what's he going to do? Because he's going to be stuck with a policy plan that he didn't design. So what's going to happen after that? So it would be easier for him to say there's a general election to be won. And I think if he had Angela Rayner as his deputy, I think they would win. I really do. I think they'd win because the unions are behind both of them. Angela Rayner's got the Muslim vote. The Muslims anyway will go and say, let's not vote for reform. Let's not get these people to go to reform. We've got a choice. It's either the Green Party or it's Labour. And I think a lot more people will be susceptible to Labour than the Green Party. Now, Zach Polanski messed it up. He literally thought he had all the eggs and the basket was growing. He really did think that. But what happened when he was in London, and there were these, gay dancers or whatever, that really made a lot of people say, nah, we can't get behind the Green Party. But there's a lot of people who always would. It's the same thing, isn't it? Who enslaved Africans to become slaves? It was the blacks, the Africans. Who subjugates Indians? Who subjugates Pakistanis in Pakistan? Who does all the oppressive stuff in the Middle East and the Arab continent? It's your own people, right? So there's going to be people that just don't care who say, I think the Green Party will win in this area. I'm going to be going for them, which is how we get a parliament like how we get. And then we're going to be 5 years to wait with Wes Streeton, Angela Rayner, 5 years and a brand new mandate. That's crazy. That's crazy. Honestly, if that was the case, if Wes Streeton does a general election, I'm going to get behind Restore. 100%, right? I'll get behind Restore. I don't have a party. I don't have anything to be an MP. Independence won't really work these days now. But I really wouldn't want Reform to be the Prime Minister, to be the leaders, to be the biggest party. I really wouldn't. So I guess you'd have to go and do that. You really would. Be there or be square 16th. Hope to see a lot of you there. Yep, hope to see you there as well. Give me a shout if you see me. Mayor Sadiq Khan has instructed all pubs on the route they must close. The Admiralty will be open in the evening, but as a gay night and £20 admission. Where are we going to go then? Where are we going to go, Kirsten? Roy? Hey, it's not Hayley, is it? Who is it? What was her name? I think it is. Miss HM, anyway. Where are we going to go? There's a funny video of Starmer during dragged out number 10 on Freedom for Britain 2. All right. Let's go do this Freedom for Britain 2. Have you noticed as well the YouTube streets? I've noticed it. It may be because I'm not as engaged on YouTube. That may be what it is. But there's a lot less original content being put over because people are copying a lot of other people in what they're saying and what they're doing. I know mine gets done a lot, but that's not Freedom, Dad. Freedom for Britain. But that's cool because obviously if it's good enough, then do it. But there's not a lot that I can see. There's not a lot that I can see that getting dragged out. It may be in shorts. Oh, here we go. There's not a lot of original content that I'm seeing, to be fair. Here we go.
My friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see. It's been a long day.
It's absolutely, there's 3 views on it, on that one. It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? You know, that the guy is, has to be dragged out. He has to be dragged out. YouGov does polled Reform up again. 421 seats and a 95 majority. Let's have a look at this one before we have a look into YouGov. Latest polls. 11th of May. So, let's get this a bit more in. Oh man, what am I doing? Here we go. Conservative, Labour. So you're looking at Reform UK. All right, let's take away all these ones. Let's do these in the Greens. And other. Others on 5%, 25%, 28%, and 16%. So still very high for the Greens. Still very high. So that's on that one. Let's go to the latest polling. %. They sparked up, and look at that. They sparked up. They've gone from 30, they've gone 10 points in a couple of weeks. Absolute crazy. How many Reform seats, general election? That's not the one. Are you sure? Whoa, man. It is pissing out there. Still wild. Still a wild poll. It still is a wild poll. Let me see if it's on X at all. If you haven't as well, look on X, right? News Force. They follow me. And it's Joey Marinaro and Eva Vanderlook and all of these people. They're part of this News Force. I just want to get that badge, to be fair. And yeah, they do some good stuff. You know, it's good. It's good news. So if you're on Twitter, go to News Force, click it, crack it, do what you got to get it, because it is good news that comes out of it. And this is the EU Commission finally kicks off Pride Month. I thought Pride Month was in June, to be fair. And they've got the flag with the ring on it, which is a little bit crazy. What am I looking for? I thought this is in Wales, right? This is in Tenerife.
Full of African men. You got a chap live right now. You can see just behind me there. It's a boat full of African men. You got a chap on the beach here who seems to be waving them in. Knew they were coming.
See, this weather didn't look like Tenerife to me, in my defence, all right? And I was listening to the lads on the election campaign. So I did think it was Wales. And it's kind of the same as our lifeboats, is yellows. But look at this. Look at this.
Look at that. See if I can zoom on this side. I can't. I'll flip the camera. Hang on. Pause.
Look at that going into Spain. You think we got troubles with the dinghies? This was a huge boat.
So you want to see a benefit? This is what happens, see? It isn't just Europe, Wales, Britain. You've got a boatload African men pulling up on the beach at Tenerife, being welcomed by the lifeboats.
Now imagine being on that beach in Tenerife. We all like to go there on holiday. It's very popular for Brits. Imagine you just sit there, you see that.
Like, look at this. This is insane. Hang on.
It's clapping.
As you see the lifeboat.
This is all complicity. Said, nah, we come in. He said, yeah, look, what you do? Look at all of them.
There's me thinking I wanted to stay out here.
Yeah, got the big old Fred Olsen ferry coming in.
Why is this not stopped?
There's the voice of Wales now. Dan's thinking, hang on a minute. Have they been refused? Fair play. Oh no. Oh no. They just want to board it the right way. They just want to be able to board the right way, dock the right way, whatever it is, turns it round, and you're going straight back in there. Absolute crazy. Look at the boat, look at the person, one person on the back of it, just, you know, being the skipper, is absolutely crazy. Restore Britain are only 14-1 to win the next general election. Let's have a look at Polymarket, see what they say. Do you think
The
you know
invasion
them?
continues, guys. The invasion continues. These are not fleeing any war, right? These are not fleeing any war, not fleeing any persecution. They are breaking into countries illegally, and they are going to be on their way to the UK. They are going to be on their way to...
So, yeah. But do you know what? Yeah, that's he did have some skills standing up doing that, to be fair. What's Polymarket saying? What is Polymarket saying? We'll do a video on him. What's the time? 1:15. No. What we'll do is we'll come back tonight and I'll get a video ready and we'll have a review of the video because I enjoyed that one last time. That was the last time we was on. I just want to have a look at Polymarket. Trushi. I haven't even got a search here anymore. What's going on? Oh, it is. Oh, it's not even on there. Let's have a look on here, see if there's anything else. Anything since we've been talking popped up. We should have a Patriots month. I don't know what flag you put on their band again, but he didn't like it. It's probably St. George's Cross, but it's all black flagged again. 4p will be moving again. I don't think he will, to be fair. Seriously, you couldn't make this shit up. I know that boat looks barely seaworthy and low to the water, overcrowded, but this is forced on us. It is definitely forced on us. But if you look at the rules and regulations, the treaties that many people are signed up to, and I've forgotten what it's called. Not having a flag. Let me have a look at here. Right, so high seas. Don't think you can see that, to be fair. I think it's going to be better this way. I don't like using these AI bits, but we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Okay, here. So UNCLOS, right? So it's the United Nations Convention of the Law of Sea. So basically, every person who is signed under the United Nations abide by this. It's a treaty. It's an internationally recognized treaty. We've been through it many, many times on this channel. But it says here, under UNCLOS, a vessel without a flag is considered stateless, and then that loses the protection of exclusive flag state jurisdiction on the high seas. So basically, it's a pirate. Such ships are fair game for boarding by foreign navies or law enforcement, as they lack the genuine link required to establish nationality. Now, we know that because there has been boats in the Strait of Hormuz who, they went in as, I don't know, they went in as Israel boats and then they left as Russians, right? They just repainted a flag on the side of it. You need to have a flag. You need to be protected by a state. The stateless status. A vessel is not registered in any state and is not flying a flag. It has no national identity. So then, according to Article 92, ships must sail under the flag of one state only to enjoy exclusive jurisdictions on the high seas. Without it, they're vulnerable to intervention. Article 91 demands a genuine link between the ship and a flag state. So, essentially what it's saying is we can board these boats if they don't have a flag and they're not under the international protections of whatever it is. Also, let me just go back to this one. Human trafficking. Let's be correct about this. Let's go back to this one. So, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea does not explicitly mention human trafficking because the convention was negotiated in the 1970s and finalised in 1982, a time when modern human rights and trafficking issues were not a primary focus. But Article 99 says the prohibition of the transport of slaves. This article requires every state to take effective measures to prevent and punish the transport of slaves on ships authorised to fly its flag. However, legal experts argue that slave trade, as defined in 1982, does not adequately cover human trafficking. Article 110, while ships on the high seas generally have immunity, Article 110 allows a warship to board a foreign merchant ship if there are reasonable grounds to suspect it has engaged in the slave trade. Now, what did we hear a lot of the times that people say? They say they've been enslaved in their country. They say the government's slaving them. Or they say that people here, human traffickers here, are treating them as slaves because they can't pay the £5,000. So what they do is they have to work, they have to work for it over in the UK, essentially becoming slaves. So there's two things there: human trafficking and stateless flags. Both times you can board these vessels. Both times you can stop the vessels. Both times you can refuse to bring them into the country. That's just two things from me, a layman. I don't know the rules in and out. So there's a lot of people, including Keir Starmer, the human rights lawyer, including West Streeting, including Lord Harmer, including probably David Lammy, human rights, Sadiq Khan, human rights, Shabama Mahmood, human rights. All these people have lawyers around them, or they know because they are a lawyer or a barrister in human rights. They've been doing this for decades. So they know exactly how it can be stopped. When they come here and they say that these people are treated like slaves, well, there you go. That to me is the bar. It meets the threshold. Let's go and let's stop it now. Let's stop it today. And then we'll concentrate on the clandestines that are hanging off the back of the lorries, because that's happening. There's more that come through that route than they ever do on the boats. But obviously the boats are visual. We can see the boats. We understand what's going on. And this has been going on for decades, but never at this high level. Ever at this high level. And this is what needs to stop. And this is why, again, lots of things that I predicted during Black Lives Matter era are coming true. I told the blacks, I said it all the time. I said, listen, you will be on my side, right? You might not be on it now, but wait until these immigrants start taking your status away from you. Wait until your houses have gone that you demanded, that you needed because you are an oppressed individual. When they start taking away your stuff, you're going to come onto my side. And guess what? Guess what happens? They're on my side. they come over onto my side because they know I'm right and I'm not wrong. What was I watching on here? I'm not sure if I might have been on YouTube actually. Just give me 1 second, guys and girls. So I've got something here that I can easily explain my points. I'll be doing a lot of them. Who watches them police channels? I love them. I've been watching so many of them. Unbelievable. Where is he? Where is he?
Colour here. You asked me why.
Right, so
I was just so amazed. That I can
That's
go
what they
back.
do. They just want to use England, these blacks.
The same way the whites
No,
used
I'm joking.
Africa. As well use it, use the system. The system is working against me anyway. So I'm paying taxes to pedophiles that eat people. So, you know what I'm saying?
You talk about the judges.
if you don't know this is the RTM podcast. This is Realer Than Most. And this is a friend of ours, Young Spray. I don't know who these two people are, but I just want to go through this one very slightly.
Talking about the people and politicians.
Mm.
You know,
What political party do you?
support.
Yeah,
There aren't any particular ones that. I
you're a
support.
teacher, man. Like, come on, man. You
Okay,
should-
the
you
right
should
thing
be
says
interested.
Labour.
Is that right?
Yeah,
For teachers,
because
yeah.
they're for the people. Yeah.
Okay, no, but
You see that there, right? What you said there. You're a teacher. Who are you going to be voting for? So she says the right say that it's Danny 2020. Oh yeah, 100% 2020. That's when it was exactly. That's when we was talking about it. Remember? And then what? 6 years later, it's coming true. So she's a teacher, and they get taught that you have to vote for Labour. How do they get taught you have to vote for Labour? The National Union of Teachers, the National Education Unions, all of these union people are surrounding Labour. So they come out and they say to our union members, we believe that, as you're a teacher, and these are going to do a lot of stuff for your schools. That's who you got to vote for. And I'm actually surprised because she said she just, as a teacher, I don't know, it might be junior school or infant school, but she turned around and said that, the paedophiles in Parliament are eating humans, So maybe we need more teachers like her in it.
that's
They're for the people, but I think they
that
put our
is
country in debt.
historically.
Yeah.
Well, they're going back to the UNCLOS because we do have the submariner here, somebody who is very, very knowledgeable on the law of seas. And he said it doesn't matter what flag you were flying. If you're breaking marine law in international waters, you can be boarded in international waters, prosecuted under the Convention of Human Rights. So there you go. So he doesn't even need that the UNCLOS. Submariner just said, if you're breaking the law, you're breaking the law. It doesn't matter where you are. It's none of this Radio Caroline anymore, where you're in international waters and you can pirate directly into the UK. If you're breaking the law, we can board you, we will board you, and we'll prosecute you.
But I feel like now they're turning a bit more conservative.
They are turning a bit more conservative, but I'd still go Labour.
Do you know what I mean?
You guys?
So you're not, huh?
You guys? You?
Right, so listen to this now, yeah? You got to watch this. You've got to watch this. Yes, Roy. I just come out when I was doing Black Lives Matter, so no one really knew me. So, yeah. Right. Band Again says everyone starts off saying that we want equal rights, but no one wants it to stop moving past equal rights into preferential treatment. Same for all groups. This one here, conversation, just watch how it goes. I used to have these conversations all the time. It's so funny.
Do you know what I mean?
You guys?
So you're not, huh?
You guys? You?
Arm reform.
Silence. You see that? Now, Young Spray's he's a bad man there, right? Honestly, he drops the most wildest stuff, yeah. So he's happy, content to be sitting in silence because he knows that one of you two have got to speak. You've got to say something. He's happy he can just stay there. Might drop. He's voting for reform. They've all gone silent. They're all looking at each other. Someone back, someone up. What?
Yo, what?
Reform.
What do they represent?
You've never heard of Reform Party?
No.
You know Nigel Farage? Like basically
Yeah,
keep
no,
Britain
once you say that name,
okay.
I know.
But look at our eyes here, right? Let's go back. Can I? I can't go any closer. Just look at her eyes. It's like all the soul comes out of it, all the glint of it goes out of it, and she's like, "You're one of those rays. You're one of those far right Spray."
Like basically
Yeah,
keep
no,
Britain
once you say that name, I know.
Just keep Britain. Do you know what I mean?
Coonery and buffoonery.
You see, I didn't say a word.
You see that? He just comes out and says coonery and buffoonery. So basically, he's saying that on the plantation, he would be in the house, right? He's saying he's a white man's puppet and he's absolutely ridiculous.
At his finest.
Yeah.
And it's the way you say it and just look at me straight in the eye like,
But what's
reform.
wrong? Why? What's wrong with that? What have you checked out their policies?
Mad.
Have you checked out their policies?
Mad policies.
Have
Everything's
you?
No.
Exactly.
What are their policies saying then?
Well, basically, they're-
Have you checked out their policies?
you've asked me.
See, look at that. So he's like, have you checked it out? This is perfect. What Spray does and how he does it to so chilled and relaxed, right? So chilled and relaxed. He knows exactly what he's voting for. He knows exactly who he's voting for. He's the most politically intelligent person in this room. And he knows he is going to destroy this whole room. He's going to walk them down a nice little path. Well, do you know who they're voting for? Do you know their policies? No. Now you're assuming that he doesn't know what he's voting for because the other guy said it's all about coonery and buffoonery.
Question, and I was about to answer you.
Oh,
So,
go on.
well, basically, like they're not they're not for the welfare state. They're for people getting up and going and working and.
But you know it's more white people that claim benefits and
That's
stuff.
got nothing to do with it. I'm not saying whether it is. We're not talking about colour here. You asked me about their policies.
Boom. And you see that just like that, yeah? He has single-handedly probably converted both of these people in the room. Listen, we're not talking about colour. We're not talking about skin colour. We're talking about politics here. And that is also how Reform UK has managed to turn whole communities towards them to say, actually, we support this. We're going to come out of our bubble now. Roy's he knows about this. Kirsten knows about this, where we will be warring in these rooms with these supremacists, right? Them all calling everyone else racist and blah, 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 and just trying to turn their minds to reality. But once they do get on reality, they're gone. It's another one of me. They're speaking to everyone. They're fucking, we're doing this. You got to get onto this. You got to get onto this. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
You're now turning it into a racial thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying?
Because Nigel
You
was
did.
mentioning it,
Yeah, but I'm
obviously.
saying
He
I
said there's an
didn't.
immigration problem.
So
I think
no,
it's
but
a
you're saying
propaganda
you're
thing.
talking like as if it's only black people that are in welfare. There's white people.
The bigger percentages.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they're not just talking about. That's the whole
so
point.
you're
It's not just-
basically your
it's
vote.
about the welfare, the people.
Yeah,
in
but
that
your vote.
they're against. the
So
war.
your vote goes for the people that are not affected or not like you. You're voting for the people that, for the majority of people that their life and their what's going on for them is not going to affect anything or change anything for your people. That's who your vote's going for.
What are you talking about?
For your people. Who's my people? I just want Spray to come out and say, listen, the British people are my people. I'm sure he will do. It's been a while since I've seen the whole of this one.
You said you're voting for revolt. You're voting for reform.
Yeah.
That party, the majority of their policies
They're not
benefit.
rating trans as well and all that.
the majority of their policy is supporting people that's not like you. But so that's who your vote's going for.
There's what do you say? Supporting people that's not like me.
Yeah.
Basically supporting white people.
What's wrong with supporting white people in a white country?
I didn't ask you that.
Again, Spray. I'm gonna have to clip this up, because Spray comes out of it, man. He comes out with it to this guy. If you ever see a black guy in a in a Malcolm X military style suit, you probably know the guy's a bit of a supremacist. He's probably a bit supremacist. He probably, does hate white people. Not all of them. Some people like the look, right? But a lot of them, yeah, because they're militant. They have that mindset. Spray's demolishing them.
I didn't ask you that. I just said I didn't say there's anything wrong with it. I'm asking you, is that who your vote is going for?
Yes, the Reform Party.
Simple.
So what benefit do you think it would have on the economy, the country?
Well, if more people is working,
it would
then
boost the economy.
Of course it will.
So
You're a
basically-
teacher. You should know that.
No, I know this. So basically,
It's simple, isn't it? If more people are working, then there's going to be more tax revenue. If there's more tax revenue, then there's more things the government can do. If there's more tax revenue, there's more money in your pocket, and there's more things you can do. And if there's less people working on if there's less people on welfare state, then the tax money that we've just increased is not going to go and get back in there. But there's many things we've got to do. We've got to make sure that we've got, like Band again on here says, the OBR, or Office of Budgetary Responsibility, says that mass migration has been a financial net loss. We've got to make sure that we don't have that burden on us. That will raise us up. We've got to make sure that the taxes we do take are proportionate. We've got to make sure that the people can live happily and live nicely on the money that they get after the tax has been taken out. One of them is lowering the petrol. Now, people say if we remove the VAT of the petrol, we're going to be out of money. You're not going to be out of money because more people will fill up more stuff when things are cheaper. You go out and you buy more, you do more, you out more. So we've got to make sure that everything's lowered, but the only way that everything can be lowered is if we sort out all of these massive holes that people just shove money down. It's the only way we can do it. But Spray's onto it from that. If more people working, there's less people on benefits. It's very simple.
we actually need more white people to work for this economy to boost.
He just said it wasn't about white and black. Now she's saying there needs to be more white people to work.
Because a lot of them are on.
The white people are not coming in on the boats. There's not white people who are having 101 children living off the state. It's not white people. But white people should be working if it makes if it's financially rewarding. But at this point in time, it's not financially rewarding. So the white people who are on benefits, who've got no intention of getting jobs, they're not going to do anything anyway.
More people in general.
Of course. They don't.
I hear a lot of white people. Oh, they're here to take our jobs.
But they don't do the work anyway.
Ask them what Jesus.
Why are you against white people?
I'm not against white people.
So why do you keep?
I'm just aware of the propaganda that's being put out there.
Yeah, not labeling them. That's the truth.
It's a propaganda. It's more white people that are on welfare. But if you put out there that there's an immigration issue,
there's more white people in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna be more white people. On welfare percentage wise.
Yeah.
But if you look at the percentage of white people, like in how many white people there are to how many's on welfare, there's a bigger percentage of black people. If we're talking percentage wise to how many people.
I don't think the numbers figure out that.
Google it.
I can check though.
Yeah,
I can check.
that's
I have emotional bandwidth to be wrong.
I
can
learned.
handle it.
I'm well learned.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm well learned.
I have
I was on mute. Give me 1 second.
The emotional bandwidth to be wrong, so I can handle it if I Google it and I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But from what I know, the numbers aren't quite like that. I think we've been made to believe that.
Absolutely.
So that it's the whole thing of the people at the top
Absolutely.
make the people at the bottom scramble and argue with each other. But they're the ones moving mad. Do you get it? That's why I talked about the whole I'm paying taxes to pedophiles that eat people. Like I'm making them they're the enemy. Not even my white counterparts who don't work. If you don't work, okay. But it's the people at the top. So no one's trustworthy. That's why I don't really follow any political party, because I don't think any of them stand by the things that they say.
I follow Lynn May and Keisha.
Okay.
She posts some political
stuff.
points and she in their favour, in the Reform Party's favour.
That's who she's in the favour of.
Yeah, she posts some stuff.
I haven't really looked at her social media to be fair.
But she's like conservative,
Okay.
to be fair. Like she's over Labour.
Is it? Oh, okay. Some people are though.
Yeah, or Labour's, you know what I
They've
mean?
been given their chances. And
Yeah.
they've put us into a lot of debt.
Yeah. A lot of the parties now, even from before, but like Labour before, you could like, you know what I mean, rely on them to do certain things, and they had the interest of the black people. That's what I mean. You got when I asked you,
I don't
like,
think so anymore.
not anymore. Like that's what I'm saying.
I think
It's mad because it's like blasphemy or stuff. Like, but I'm saying for me to not vote Labour.
yeah,
Like, my
I
mum
get you.
always voted Labour.
Yeah.
Like, we're just a Labour. My dad.
Yeah, but that's what
was
I'm
a
saying,
Labour rep. Remember, my dad's a politician, you know.
That's because back in the day,
Yeah, my dad's a politician. My uncle was the first Prime Minister of Dominica, my island. But they're both Labourites.
you're
You get
coming
me? It's
because back
big
in
up Skerritt as well, Roosevelt. That's the Prime Minister right now in government. My cousin as well, he's the MP of Maho. That was my dad was the MP, so we're still governing. But there's madness. There's people not rating government right now.
Imagine that. Imagine. Sorry. You do there. Anyway, people, I've got to go anyway.
Why are we saying
what I was saying is,
and like what
schools have been teaching
like,
social studies, which
there's
is
no other word for it. It's
brainwashing
disgusting.
100%.
I absolutely agree with
Brainwashes
you.
them all the
How old
time.
are you? I'm 53. And you are
that
trying to
social-
have sex with a
social
17-year-old
studies.
child.
It's plain. So, thank you all for watching. I'm going to come on tonight at some point, probably about 8 o'clock, maybe. Should we do it about 8? And we'll go through these videos and we'll have a bit more, we'll know a bit more what's going on with Labour. But I do feel he's going to do an election soon. And I do think he'll probably win it. If not, will he matter? This is my problem as well. Does it matter if you're a political leader? If I wanted to be the MP and I knew this country was trashed, would you really want to be the MP presiding over it? Or would you rather be the shadow and then you could like jive them all the time and say, no, you need to do this, you need to do that. We want a general election, knowing that they wouldn't be able to do better. But it's good to boost your membership. Who knows? But until later on tonight, people, thank you for watching and I will speak to you soon.